What if I told you that a 20-year-old girl on ice skates with no record label, no marketing budget, and no billboard strategy single-handedly took a song from number 41 all the way to number 1 on the global Spotify chart in less than a week? No paid promotions, no label push, just one performance, one song, and one moment that the entire internet collectively lost its mind over. This is the story of Alysa Liu, PinkPantheress, and the chart run that nobody saw coming. To understand why this moment hits so differently, you have to go back to February 19, 2026, the Milan Cortina Winter Olympics. The world is watching the women's singles figure skating final. And walking into that arena is a 20-year-old from the Bay Area named Alysa Liu. Now, Alysa isn't a stranger to the sport. She first won the U.S. championship at just 13 years old, making her the youngest national champion in U.S. figure skating history. But after the 2022 Beijing Olympics, she stepped away. She retired. She was barely 16 years old, and she just needed to be a teenager. Then she came back hungrier, freer, and completely on her own terms. She skated her free program to Donna Summer's MacArthur Park, a bold, theatrical, unapologetically dramatic song choice that most coaches wouldn't even consider. But Alysa isn't most skaters. She landed her jumps. She captivated the crowd. And when the scores came in, she had done it. Alysa Liu was the 2026 Olympic gold medalist, America's first women's singles figure skating gold in 24 years. The arena erupted, the internet erupted, and Alysa Liu with her signature halo braid and her contagious smile became one of the most viral athletes of the entire Winter Games. But here's where the story gets really interesting. 2 days after winning gold, Alysa was back on the ice. Not for another medal, not for another competition. She was at the exhibition gala, which is basically the Olympic version of an end-of-year talent show. No judges, no scores, no pressure, just vibes. And Alysa Liu showed up in a brand new bedazzled dark blue dress, matching choker, and a program that the internet was completely unprepared for. She skated out to stateside, the PinkPantheress and Zara Larsson remix. She was flipping her hair, doing dance moves, mid-rhyme, completely performing the choreography of the song on ice, and the crowd absolutely loved it. It wasn't just a skate. It was a full production pop concert on blades. Now, what made this even more special is that this wasn't some random song handed to her by a choreographer. PinkPantheress is genuinely Alysa's favorite artist. She had picked Pink Panther's 2023 track Heaven Knows as her perfect 10 on Pitchfork, saying it gets her hyped up and in the zone. This was a genuine fan moment on the biggest stage in the world. Now, let's talk about what happened to stateside after that night, because the numbers are genuinely insane. On February 21st, the day of the exhibition gala, stateside received approximately 1.1 million on-demand streams in the United States alone. That sounds like a lot, right? Hold on. By February 28th, just 1 week later, that number had jumped to approximately 2.8 million on-demand streams in a single day. In the United States alone, that is a 154% increase in weekly streams in 7 days. For context, this is a song that had already been out for months. On the Billboard Hot 100, stateside went from number 41 to number 13 in 1 week, the song's highest charting position to date. On Spotify, it hit number 1 on both the US chart and the global chart. That was Zara Larsson's first ever number 1 on the Spotify US chart, one of the biggest streaming markets in the world. And since February 26th, the song has been tracking at more than 5 million streams per day globally on Spotify. Every single day, the momentum didn't spike and die. It kept building on TikTok. In the week following the performance, video views on the song increased by more than 50% compared to the previous week. Fans were posting their own choreography. People were discovering the song for the first time. And the clip of Alysa skating to it was being shared everywhere, not just in sports communities but in pop music spaces, Gen Z spaces, general viral content pages. Now, imagine you're PinkPantheress. You're a British artist. You've put out this remix with Zara Larsson. It's doing well. And then one day, you wake up and your song is literally being performed at the Winter Olympics by a gold medalist. In front of the entire world, PinkPanther took to Instagram completely in shock. She wrote, "What the flip is going on, y'all? Stateside is number 1 on the US Spotify chart." She followed it up saying, "Girl, stateside was at the Olympics. Dreams really do come true." She then shouted out Zara, her team, and Alysa Liu directly. Pink Panther also sent Alysa a personal message that Raymond Braun shared publicly. She wrote, "Alysa, thank you so much for supporting me. You are so inspiring, and when I was younger, I was obsessed with figure skaters. So, you are literally living my dream. Thank you so much for the love." And Alysa, she commented on the post calling Pink Panther a boss. Zara Larsson posted a photo with Pink Panther celebrating and told her followers, "You're listening to the #1 song in the world right now." She added, "PinkPantheress, thank you for having me on your already perfect song. But here's the part of the story that I don't think people are talking about enough. This wasn't just luck. This wasn't a coincidence. Alysa Liu actively chose this song because she genuinely loves this artist. And it turns out that kind of authentic, real fan energy is the most powerful force in music promotion. More powerful than any algorithm, any ad campaign, any radio push. Think about it. Alysa didn't have to skate to stateside at the Olympic Gala. She could have gone safe classical music, something universally recognizable, something that would have pleased the judges if there were any. But she chose to skate to her favorite song. She chose to have fun. She chose to be herself. And that decision alone moved the needle in a way that most major label campaigns can only dream of. This is also not the first time Alysa's music choices have impacted charts. When she won gold, her free skate to Donna Summer's MacArthur Park sent that song's Spotify streams up by 1,292% in 48 hours. A 1978 song. Let that sink in. Alysa Liu brought a nearly 50-year-old track to millions of people who had never heard it, and now she's done the same for a brand new song. There's also something really beautiful about the connection between these two artists. Pink Panther said she was obsessed with figure skaters when she was younger. And here is Alysa Liu, an Olympic gold medalist who is obsessed with Pink Panther. They're each other's fans. That kind of full-circle energy is rare, and the internet can feel the authenticity in that. Zara Larsson is currently on her Midnight Sun tour, and when she performed stateside at her Los Angeles show earlier this week, the crowd absolutely went off. A song that had been climbing the charts for months suddenly felt like a massive anthem because it had just been performed at the Olympics. So, what is the Alysa Liu effect? Is what happens when a genuine fan gets the world's biggest stage. Is what happens when authenticity meets opportunity. It's what happens when an athlete refuses to be just an athlete and insists on being an artist, too. Alysa Liu didn't set out to save stateside's chart run. She just loved the song. She just wanted to have fun, and somehow that was enough to change everything. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what other songs do you want to see get the Olympic treatment. Because if Alysa keeps skating like this, we might need to start paying attention to her entire playlist.